up, YouTube? Green Bay Packers tears taste like caviar. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
You know, it's a great day on Super Game Room Dudes, the day after the Green Bay Packers lose. And even though it wasn't to my Chicago Bears, big shout out to Carl and his Detroit Lions. Guys, did you see that game last night? Holy smokes, was that exciting. And what a finish. Carl, it's like your coach. I'm going to call him the chess master. Some people play checkers. He plays chess. You guys got an awesome win last night, man.
Oh, man, that win was incredible. We never was at risk of losing that game. No Green Bay Packers, they was playing some ball. We made some few mistakes, man. Turnover, we went for it 5 times on 4th down. 1 time it hurt us, and they scored on that. So without those 14 points we gave those boys, it was a slaughterhouse. But it came down to 1 kick after doing that last and final go for it on 4 down to make sure there was not a second left for Mr. Love, who was actually my quarterback for my fantasy football league. So, you know, it was a crazy night, but great win. The coach has some big balls, and he don't mind using them.
Yeah.
Michael B., what was going on with the Green Bay Packers last night? They played.
We're still going to make it to the playoffs. We'll get you in the playoffs, Carl. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, so guys, we're playing with free money here. We're 2 seasons out of letting our franchise quarterback go. We've got a young quarterback. I'm not really too concerned about it. We're still doing incredibly well for supposedly being in a rebuilding process. I mean, it's not like we're the Bears.
The Bears, I think a couple of weeks you guys get to play each other, so we'll see that battle unfold.
Oh, man. At this point, you have to be a Lions fan. You know what I mean? Like they're playing incredible. And if anyone deserves to dethrone the cheating Chiefs, that's right. The paid off refs, the scandals. If anyone deserves to dethrone them, I think it should be Detroit. So anyway, guys, welcome to the Friday Night Funhouse. This is the Super Game Room Dudes, your favorite arcade and gaming podcast show, the longest running arcade and gaming podcast show on the internet, and we got 60.39% better last week with the return of Batman himself, our Bruce Wayne. Nostalgia, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I didn't realize that you guys changed into like a sports themed show.
Yeah, we talk about football now. Why don't you tell them about your favorite football team, Nostalgia?
I actually
Carolina Panthers.
I'm not actually a big fan of football, soccer, whatever you guys call it. I've never really followed that sport, so I prefer to pay attention to more manly sports like wrestling. Yes. And
it's football. It's a game where you throw a ball with your hands. Yes, there is some kicking where you can get 1 point or 2. It's super random.
So what are we talking about here? We're talking American football? Are we talking
American football?
American football.
American football. You know, like the football you played in high school.
Man, I don't know anything about football. I never played. I've never heard of it.
Wait. He said he played football. Don't you remember, Mike?
I've never played. I don't even know what it is.
He also told us he was the CEO of Walmart at one point.
Right.
One of those 2 statements is true.
With Microsoft's team.
That's right.
Oh, man.
No, well, I know all too much about football, but no, I'm not watching it at all. I don't know who's playing what and what's going on this season at all.
I've seen the memes. There's a picture of a former Bears coach, Eberflus. There's a meme of him sitting in Ford Field. The entire stadium is empty. He's still standing there waiting to call that last time out.
That could have look on his face.
I will give some love to the Bears here now. Honestly, I think that their new quarterback is going to be a sensation. It's just a lot of pressure to be put on a young quarterback. Some people excel in that position. Other people, it takes them a couple of years to get comfortable. So I do think the Bears in a couple of years are going to be really good.
I will say that I will say this. Let's not forget who do some people consider the greatest quarterback of all time? Peyton Manning, at least this generation.
No,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that consider him one of the best of all time, right? And his first season was a freaking disaster.
Yeah,
if you guys remember football, and people were like, "Oh my God, this kid's a bust," and then look at the career he had afterwards. Let's also not forget that actually Caleb Williams is on track to break Jaden Daniels' best rookie season ever when it comes to statistics. Now, obviously, wins are more important than statistics, but statistically, the kid's having a great rookie year. And can you imagine if they made that offensive line better, as well as better head coaching, offensive play calling? The sky's the limit. They have the weapons. They have the offensive weapons. They just need that offensive line. So you all running around saying Caleb Williams is a bust, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, going back to your fact about who the greatest quarterback of all time is, statistically, and a lot of people are going to be mad at me after I say this, it's Tom Brady. Like, there's no question about it. It's like, who's the greatest hockey player of all? It's Wayne Gretzky. It's Tom Brady. Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than any other team has Super Bowls.
Yeah. But we always kick off the show because it's football season. The four of us love football. Well, the three of us love football. Nostalgia's just along for the ride, and we all.
He literally played football in high school. It's like people give him shit. They're like, "Why is Nostalgia making pinball videos?" He used to be a pinball tech. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, Nostalgia used to be the general manager of the Carolina Panthers, and look what happened to that franchise.
Well, they were great while I was around. Jeez.
But also, not only are we football fans, it's fun that our favorite teams are in the same division. So for those of you who are like, just get to the get to the arcade news.
Arcade 1-Up. Why are you talking about Arcade 1-Up? Danny does 15 shows a week on Arcade 1-Up.
John D dropped a deuce in the New York City bus station. Let's talk about it for an hour.
The toughest division in
let us
NFL
have fun. We're catching up with each other.
The NFC North. So all these teams are bad.
Yeah.
Some bad mamma jammas.
Yeah.
Even Nostalgia's Vikings are pretty awesome.
We'll just make Nostalgia the Vikings fan. How's that sound?
I'm not even a Vikings fan.
That way all four teams are represented on this show.
Is that a all right? Hat?
Mike, which team am I?
Nostalgia is a Carolina Panthers fan because he likes their jersey colors.
They're beautiful colors.
All right, we got a lot to do. Let's get to it, guys. So we have a bunch of topics to talk about. There's been so much that's happened in the world of arcade gaming, as well as retro gaming this week. So we might go longer than our 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Oh yeah, I filled up the topics tonight. I took everything and I just threw it in there.
But if you have to go and do a stander upper or go shopping or spend time with your family, whatever you got to do, go do it. Come back, watch the rest on replay, or just fast forward to your favorite segments.
Oh, the only other thing is, guys, we're just don't go watch anybody else. Like we would never ask this usually, but we're asking for exclusivity for our shows. So from now on, our viewers can only watch us. If we find out you're watching other shows, you'll be blocked.
Now that Nostalgia's back, he said we must really, really push for the gatekeeping. The gatekeeping must continue. Nostalgia has the keys. He is the key master. Super Game Room dudes are the gate. Isn't that right, Nostalgia?
That is 100% correct.
And there's free reach arounds here on this station. So
virtual reach arounds.
They're the P-Dub special.
Oh boy. The kids are watching. By the way, guys, this is not a show for children. We've made that abundantly clear.
Well, it used to be.
And if a kid knows what a reach around is, check your parenting skills.
Yeah, it's just a virtual reach around. Like if you're in the kitchen and someone says, "Hey, can you get me the salt behind you?" Like you're just reaching around to get the salt. I don't know why everybody's making such a big deal about it.
Or pepper.
All right. We got a lot to talk about. There's AtGames news. Charlie Brown Christmas came out. Home run for AtGames, and who knows what else is going on over there. Evercade, big week for Evercade.
Yeah.
Zen Studios might have the best Williams pinball pack you've ever seen coming out. Indiana Jones. We also have other topics as well, but that's just some of the headlines for tonight's show. Also, guys, I want to kick off the show real quick. I got to do some housekeeping. Although Mike and me were teasing that we shouldn't tell you to watch other shows. There's a couple other shows coming on this week and hopefully soon that I do want to recommend to you guys. For starters, how many of you guys are familiar with Mike of All Trades? So Moat, every year he does a charity stream. He's doing his charity stream this particularly Sunday in 38 hours. So this charity stream, is the it's the Extra Life charity stream to benefit children. Now, if any of you guys know, every year that Mike of All Trades does this, I hop in, I watch the show for a little bit. I always donate money to the cause. It's a legit charity. It's not any kind of YouTube scam. Moat does a fantastic job with this. This year, it's going to be broadcast on his Back Alley 7-Eleven channel. So if you guys want to do me a favor, subscribe, ring the bell, so you get the notification when he goes live. There'll be a link whenever he broadcasts. The link is there throughout the entire show, and when you click the link, any money donated goes directly to the charity. It's not like a link to Moat to a charity. We've seen that too much with the completionist. You guys remember Gerard, the completionist, who, hey, give me $600,000. I promise I'll give it to the charity, right? No,
well, it's better than Metal Jesus asking for bus money.
Yeah. So do us a favor here, guys. I'll put a link here in the live chat, so when the live chat replays, you guys will be able to head over there and check that out. But it's a really great cause. If you have, I mean, guys, I know time is tough. The economy sucks. Inflation sucks. But if you got $10 or something to give to the kids, I do it every year. It's a great event hosted by Moat, one of the best events that someone in our little YouTube arcade community does every year. So there you go. Also, if you want to win free stuff versus giving away stuff, if you guys want to win free stuff or giving away stuff, Michael B., go ahead and tell them what's happening right here.
Yeah, so Retro Lizard, Joel, one of the nicest guys in the community, doing something to help out the guys at Arcades Anonymous. They're really striving to get to 500 subscribers. I did a redirect from my stream the other night to them as well. Anything you can do to help them out. Super nice guys. We spent a bunch of time with them in Cleveland last year, Chicago this year. So go check out their channel. They stream, what is it, every Wednesday night at 11:30 my time, so 10 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, it's on Wednesdays, and it runs for like 5 hours, and there's like nine.
It's so long.
There's 9 hosts.
Sometimes G.I. Joel's there, sometimes he's not.
Yeah, so what do they have to hit? What's the subscriber goal here? 500?
They're trying to get to 500. That's what I was told there the other day. So it's a 500 subscriber giveaway. Joel is giving away a PlayStation 5. Go check him out, and you get a chance to win a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so people helping people, right?
9 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. So Arcades Anonymous, we love those guys. Great group of guys. Do a show talking about similar stuff that we talk about. Make sure you guys check them out. Subscribe. Jason just put a link to them in the live chat. You guys hit 500 today. All right. So the giveaway will be 9 p.m. next week. You could win a PS5. So there you go, man.
Dope.
That's pretty cool.
Congratulations, guys. You deserve it. So another one, right before our show, there's this other show called Kicking It Old School. And I got to tell you, tonight's episode was probably one of their better episodes I've ever seen. I really enjoyed the chemistry between Glenn and Bill's Retro Gaming Show. I always loved them on Game Time together. Wild Bill. So anyways, if you haven't already watched it, go back and watch the replay. I really hope they do more like this. And I'm not just saying this because Bill's in the chat. Like, it was really good. They have good chemistry together. Yeah. I know Glenn lost Steven as co-host. If Bill is available, I think that would be a natural fit for him to be there.
Glenn doesn't have good luck with co-host named Steven. No, unfortunately, we're just teasing. Yeah. So, guys, do you think Wild Bill and Glenn should be a permanent fixture? I think so. If you agree with me, give me a 1 in the chat. If you think Glenn can do better, give us a 0.
Guys, also go check out Arcade Talk from Papa Brad, classiest guy in the gaming community, here to tell you that it's in fact the best show. So he just wanted you to know that.
That can't be a real account. That can't be a real account. That's got to be a troll account.
I can't imagine anybody would be that forward.
That is a real account?
I don't know. I didn't check.
There's a lot of people who impersonate There's impersonator
and people have
accounts.
impersonated Brad in the past. So
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, real, Jason says. Again,
Yeah.
classiest guy in the home arcade community. Came in here to let us know that he has the best show. So go check out Arcade Talk with Papa Brad.
Or not. There you go. All right. Let's see here, guys. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's kind of dive into it. We have real quick. Wait, let's do you want to do AtGames first? There's a lot of AtGames stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. They did a lot this past week.
All right. For starters, guys, if you are interested in that Sam's Club AtGames Legends Ultimate, the newer one, I mean, it's got the same hardware as the older one, just the newer user interface, newer artwork and stuff. Sam's Club's already shaved $50 off. So this thing was $549. Apparently it's not in stores. See, I thought it was actually going to be in stores, but apparently this thing's been online the whole time. So you just order it online, provided you have a Sam's Club membership. Just log into your Sam's Club membership, and you can order it. It's been knocked down to $499. I would like to see it go to $400 or less, because let's be honest, guys, this is a very aged machine. Although it has a newer user interface, the hardware on it is the same hardware as 5 years ago, right? So I'd like to see it 400 or less before, people upgrade or switch to it. But then again, there's people out there, Mike and Steve and Carl, they don't even own one yet. So maybe they're interested in this. What do you guys think?
I will be honest with you. I had a couple people reach out to me here in Canada. They were excited that the Brick and Best Buy were carrying the new ALU. They showed me like their pickup. One guy, Martin, he sent me a picture. He was pretty sad because he bought the new ALU because he loves it. He loves the way it looks. And when he got it, it had the old control panel from the ALU 1.1. So everything else was new with the black background, but the control panel wasn't the new one. So I told him to go back to the Brick and PMP would hook him up. But yeah, there were great sales here in Canada. Black Friday week, there were $100 off. So they were down from $8.99 to $7.99. And then there was a great Best Buy Cyber Monday sale where it dropped to $6.99 Canadian. So good to see there's an extra $50 off here. So if anybody wants to check it out, you can. Keep in mind, advanced features, of course, are locked behind that paywall, but you apparently can play OOS files through, I think it's the general loader, so you don't need BYOG to play your own games.
Steve, what do you think about this? You have the original Legends Ultimate behind you. Do you think newbies should pick this one up, or wait for the supposed 4K machine coming out next year?
I think it depends on what your budget is. The 4K is obviously going to be substantially more expensive. I think this is a good value. I like the machine. It's the only multi-cade that I've actually kept, or arcade that I've kept through the years, and I've run through like 35, 40 of different ones. I do like the machine. It's big, fits two people comfortably. It can play most of your favorite retro games. Price point's good, and on this one in particular, they have a limit of 5. So try not to order any more than 5. If you need to order more than 5, create 2 accounts. Then you can get yourself 10 of these machines, and you can just live your best life.
Yeah, and this cabinet, obviously, for people who want to be able to expand it beyond the built-in games, is one of the most affordable ways to do so. I mean, obviously, we can take other cabinets and put Raspberry Pis in it, but by the time you add all that up, it does run to be pretty expensive. But this one's you can watch a couple of people's, including P-Dub's videos on how to add games to those type of cabinets. Even with the pay wall now, it's still not that expensive to add games to it.
Now, I actually have zero experience with their new operating system, new menu, whatever it is, the new UI that they're running. Has anyone seen the UI for the ALU? Is it pretty much the same thing?
No, they have that new user interface. What is that called? AtGames Legends. What do they call it? C something.
C.
I
meant the CE. But is it the same as what's on the pinball? Just like
no. It's got tiles that go across.
Okay.
So instead of it being like kind of like a pin-up popper, it's now tiles that just go across.
I gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. We got $2 super chat from Galga Guy. Looking forward to Genie's secrets. That's right, guys. If we get 5 super chats in the first hour, Michael B. the Game Genie will reveal a Game Genie secret tonight, live.
I'm gonna go.
We're doing
And
a
trust
special.
me, it'll be worth it.
I'm gonna go off
ahead,
on the
Mike.
game. I'm gonna go off on the home arcade community. I'm gonna tell you everybody who's buying subs. I'm gonna tell you everybody who's ratting people out to companies for attention. You wait. Tonight's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And we got a special. If we get us 10 super chats in the first hour, Mike's going to give away 3 Game Genie secrets, not just 2, 3. It's a buy 2, get 3 combination. Let's
who's
do it.
working with who behind the scenes? Everything. It's all
all the dirt.
Also, super chats don't count unless they are at least $9.99 each. Just
tell them what I actually put there as a joke.
I will do no such thing.
Oh man, here it comes. Stock Jock, $5. Let's get crazy. Kevin Clausen, $2. He liked Mike's style. Yeah, we are not going to be removing any articles of clothing tonight, guys. Just a heads up there.
I almost came.
Allegedly.
I almost came pantsless because I get a shower like right before the show. And when I went to put on my shorts were torn to pieces. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta find some pants. And I had like 2 minutes.
Yeah, last week we broke the internet with his shirtless.
Yeah, that was a
Stop.
little too much.
Oh no, it was fine. It was mostly fine. It was barely an inconvenience.
Are you talking about when I turned my Legends Ultimate into a gingerbread house meatball? You know, back in the day when AtGames actually was doing some silly stuff, they had a decorate your AtGames contest. Do you guys remember that? Decorate your AtGames. This is from almost 5 years ago. Look at this. This is what I turned my Legends Ultimate into, a freaking gingerbread house. I'm actually embarrassed that I did this now, looking back at this old video. I forgot all about this meatball until
What are those white things on the top? What were they supposed to represent?
It's supposed to be windows, man. Windows in the gingerbread house. You know what I mean? But yeah. Man. Yeah. And then I opened up the front, and that's actually a real gingerbread house that my wife made that we put in there in the bottom of the thing. So
Does people actually eat those gingerbread houses that you put together?
So you people that had kids at a very early age, you got a lot of time on your hands, don't you?
yeah. I mean, think about it, man. Dude, we're empty nesters now. Like, my wife and I have been going crazy lately. I'm sorry about my lack of video production. Like, even tomorrow, we're driving down to Tucson. You know, we're doing a Christmas outing down in Tucson, Arizona. So it's kind of interesting being empty nesters. That's for sure. Wild Bill says, time for some Game Genie secrets. Why? Did we hit 5 already? Are you guys?
We did.
Oh, we did it.
That's
All right.
the stock. Yeah.
All right, Mike, make it worth their time, Mike. Here we go. Game Genie secrets. I don't have the intro video anymore. I kind of lost it, but let's just pretend. Dun 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 dun. Game Genie secrets, go.
Tonight we're talking about Microsoft, but before we do, Nostalgia has to make a disclaimer because he does have a relationship with Microsoft. All this and more on Game Genie Secrets.
Okay, but you got to give the secret.
I did. Nostalgia has a relationship with Microsoft.
Nostalgia, is that true? Because I thought you owned Evercade.
I do own Evercade, and I don't have a relationship with Microsoft. I have a relationship with Xbox Canada.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
A little bit different.
Isn't that the same thing?
That Game Genie secret
different.
kind of, Mike, that Game Genie secret kind of sucked. I feel like we owe people refunds. Give them some hardcore. Give us a wrestling promo for Michael B for the next Nostalgia video or something, and go.
So I don't know what you want me to say here.
You said you were going to say a whole bunch of goodies.
Whole bunch of goodies. Justin Console Kits is coming back to the home arcade community for a very prominent role working with Media 1UP as an influencer. All this and more on Game Genie Secrets.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Mike. Did you hear that, guys? Oh, man, that's too funny.
We have another super chat from Pete Kirby.
What? Oh, really? We do?
What's
it say? What do we got there, Carl?
Cheers, gentlemen. Love your guys' show. $20 super chat, man. Thank you. We appreciate that. Now you have to tell one of B Kong's secret for $20. Did you actually watch one of his videos, perhaps, this last week?
No. What are you, crazy?
The best part about Pinball for Everyone, the BCOG and Justin's new podcast show, is that it's not very inclusive.
It's super not inclusive.
I didn't feel welcome.
They didn't even tell me about it.
No, I'm happy to see the guys back. Two of them really lost a lot of love and passion for YouTube. It's tough putting yourself out there on the internet. As for anybody else in the chat who's done this also, is tough, man. People could be really mean. People make up lies about you. They take things out of context to try to turn things on you just for their own kicks and amusement. So it's tough. And, none of us are doing this full time. This is all like part time as a hobby.
It's all
so
hobby.
the guys really got beat down, and, it took a lot of love out of what they were doing. But I'm glad to see them back. Glad to see them doing this show that they're doing. And I do think it's convenient that John D's coming back with a product and Justin's ready to roll.
Yeah, and see, what you have to do is you have to put love in your name, because who could hate love? Okay?
I should just change my channel to Dub Love.
Yes, there you go.
I'm changing mine to MB's Arcade Loft, Ember's Arcade Loft.
Apparently, I use it
in January when P-Dubs retires.
Apparently, I used to do a dating website on arcades, or a dating show. It was called Retro Randoms. You remember?
Retro Randoms, yeah.
You know what? I spent money on graphics and intros and overlays and outros and special effects. I spent all this money, and I was like, this is going to be kind of fun because it's going to be completely random, talking about retro stuff. And Michael B killed it within 45 minutes of me going live. He killed it. You ruined it. Mike, you literally cost me hundreds of dollars.
Well, that's your fault for paying that kind of money to have that channel stuff done. The rest of us just do it ourselves, dude. I didn't know.
To be fair, P-Dubs, it would have helped you a little bit had you run the name past us and be like, yo, I'm thinking about doing a show.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
And it was a surprise. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So
no, hold on. I got to do a little skit I've prepared or not prepared for Retro Randoms. Hey,
we got to talk about this arcade news.
Have you ever played? You ever played Contra? Yeah, man, I love Contra. Great, meet me in the rest stop bathroom. Dun dun dun. Retro Randoms.
So unfortunately now, with being friends with all these other knucklehead YouTubers, now if I want to do something, now apparently I have to run it by them and go like this. If I do this, will you guys make fun of me?
You don't have
Michael
to run
B most certainly
past us. You don't have to run it past us. I'm just
That's
saying.
what you just said. I had to run the name past you for clearance.
I said you could have, to avoid certain situations. You chose not to, and therefore you received the wrath of Mike.
It's like those posts in the newspaper, like random posts. Hey, misconnections. Hey, I thought I saw you at the train station the other day. You were the brunette with the scar. Anyways, hit me up.
How's my internet tonight? I upgraded my modem.
I would like to start the show. Yeah. We are 30 minutes in. Can we start the show now?
My goal is to get through the entire show without talking about a single thing of value.
Let's be honest here, guys. When you tune in to these podcast shows, does the topics and the content really matter? Or do you just like hanging out with your favorite online personalities? Let me know in the live chat.
It is 100% the banter.
Honestly, a lot of times when I see Fox or Mike go live, I go in and I don't even care what they're talking about. I hop in just because it's Fox or Mike.
Fox is usually drunk, and if he forgets to make his after show exclusive to just his members, you hear a whole lot of right-wing propaganda and his conspiracy theories telling people to live off the grid and stuff. It's Mike, crazy.
Did you turn on mid-roll ads? We're not supposed to have any.
Oh, I always put them on when I'm on because I got to be getting paid.
Come on, Mike. People hate that. Don't turn those on.
Get ad blocker. Stop being poor.
Ad blocker's free.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. We'll make sure we turn that off. Can we turn?
Let's just wait 30 seconds to make sure everyone's back.
Oh, so awkward pause. Awkward pause during Mike's mid-roll ads.
No, guys. I'm telling you right. This is on P-Dubs. because if P-Dubs was able to set up the show himself, there would be no ads. But when he tells Michael B to do it, there's ads. So if you're going to blame somebody, blame P-Dubs.
I agree. We should also blame P-Dubs because for the last 2-3 years, P-Dubs has been telling me 90% of the revenue has to go to him, and then the rest can be split up for scraps between Carl, Mike, and I. And
That's
Mike's
true.
like, I can't even pay my mortgage. So
I am a bit like Ebenezer Scrooge when it comes to these guys. Maybe this Christmas you guys will get an extra 2 pence in your stocking. Humbug. All right, let's get. Let's.
All kidding aside, if you want ads removed from Super Game Room, dudes, we're completely willing to do it. Throw a 1 in the chat, which means P-Dubs has to set up the show from now on. Throw a 1 in the chat if you want P-Dubs.
No mid-roll ads. Do you guys? Because when I set up the show, when I set up the stream, I turn off mid-roll ads. If you guys want us to turn that off, press a 1. If you guys don't mind hitting the skip button, give a 0 in the chat. P-Dubs says
been a lot of
Darkwing
zeros in the
Dubs.
chat already. It's interesting.
Oh, Kevin, there's a lot of things that I promised that never happen. You know.
Yeah,
It's
like
when
season 3.
It's like when I lost my virginity.
And I know about that. I've seen the target.
I don't know what that means, and I don't know that I want to.
P-Dubs lost it in a boat in a Target parking lot.
No, it was in a car.
No, a boat is an old school car, one of those bigger.
Yeah, it was in an Oldsmobile behind a Kohl's. So yeah, that was fun in the back seat of an Oldsmobile.
Oh, and put 2 if you want us to increase the ad consistency.
Frequency.
Like instead of right now it's set to 30 minutes. If you want an ad every 15 minutes, put a 2 in the chat.
Yes.
All right. Well, we were talking a little bit about AtGames. Let's get a little bit more back on track here. So I got a couple videos to play, so don't panic. I just want to show this one because you guys can really see it pretty nice. So AtGames this week, in my opinion, you guys ready? We're gonna I'm gonna shill the hell out of this because I'm excited. AtGames released a banger today, baby. The Death Star fired its laser and released a Charlie Brown Christmas pinball, one of my favorite Zen Studios virtual pinball games. I freaking love this game. I love the theme. I love the music. I love the table layout. I love the modes that get unlocked. And this is just some footage from when I was playing it on, what do you guys call it? When I was playing it on Steam when it got released last year, right? Even got my Santa Dubs hat on, right? And I fell in love with this game. But of course, it's not a game kind of like the Grinch that you play it 12 months out of the year. Like, I haven't played Grinch since last December. I haven't played this game until a couple days ago, right? They're fun, holiday-themed games, and I'm super excited they got released. Mike, what did you think? As well as people in the chat, did you guys pick it up on the AtGames Pinball? And have you guys enjoyed it? Or do you guys hate this game? I like this game a lot.
When I originally got it from Pinball FX, I was like, it's okay and stuff like that. But last night, or not last night, the night before when I streamed, I was really impressed by how good the game was. Like, it's one of those pinball games where the game itself is friggin' incredible. It's not a theme everybody's going to fall in love with. I mean, it's a kiddie theme. It's fun to play for Christmas, but other than that, like, it's got good music, but the game itself, it's got a great play field. It's got, 3 flippers in good spots. It's got great shots, open layout, great rule set. Like, it's just an absolute banger of game to play. The only critical thing you could say is the theme isn't, something super cool.
Yeah. Now, the game does have one little hiccup in the coding.
Oh, it happened during my stream.
It happened during Mike's stream where the ball gets stuck in the far left kickback lane. Now, what's interesting about that, dudes, is I played the game 15 times before it happened to me. So it took a long time for it to happen, but it happened to me as well, where the ball gets stuck in the kickback lane and it just starts going up and down and up and down. And the only way to fix it is to turn your machine on and off, I think, a power cycle, because that's what I had to do to get mine working. Mike, did you have to do a power cycle live?
No, I just had to exit out of the game. I was fine.
You were able to exit?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. We even have mid-roll ads here. Jeez, man, what the hell? Mike, ads everywhere, Mike. God.
Make it rain, Genie.
So Hopefully they can fix that in like a what you call a game update, table update.
Just really quickly, JT Brunick, I tried to tilt it out and it just froze at that point, so I had to restart the game.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you were actually able to exit out of the game because I had to power my machine off in order to get it going. So
yeah, I came back from that, ended up playing two or three more games, and then my last game went really long, and I'm gone now, but I ended up placing number 3 on the leaderboards. Apparently, I'm pretty legit at Pinball FX on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K.
Good job.
But only with seasonal pinball tables.
Just seasonal. No, it's funny. This is the second time in a row now I've streamed one of these new Zen Studios games and placed number 3 on the leaderboards. Like, it's the weirdest coincidence.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play the Peanuts Christmas game, even on PC?
Nope.
You should. You should. Stop being a Scrooge this holiday season and go play that game.
I'll consider it.
Yeah. Now, yes, the game is in 1440p. All the Zen games are mostly in 1440p. But honestly, the game looks fine to me. Like, I've had fun playing it on the AtGames pinball machine. So I'm not going to scream and cry about it because we know now, and we've known for months, that these games are in 1440p. I've gotten over my anger about it, Mike. Like, it still sucks to me. You hope one day these games could truly be in 4K resolution on that 4K screen. Have you guys heard anything like the AtGames people? Have they told you guys anything about that happening, like in an update or something, changing the resolution?
No, I don't know if there's any plans to do that. You know, it'd be great if they could get the resolution up to 4K. I think most people are just pretty happy with the performance now. I do still get some comments. Like, there's a guy, Peter Griffin Electric Drums, who's always like writing. Well, he hasn't written on my posts in a while now because I think he got mad at me. But he's like, "You're still calling it the 4K when the games aren't, 4K." And I'm like, well, some of the games are in 4K. I mean, the other games are, but the Zen Studios, I mean, AtGames themselves came out. They're the ones who announced they weren't 4K. So, like, this is something we covered when that news broke 6 months ago. It's not really something to talk about anymore. But if you're angry about it, like, I understand, feel the way you feel. But, I'm sorry, wallet. I'm going to call it the Legends Pinball 4K because that's its name.
I like it when I did a live stream and I titled my live stream the AtGames Legends Pinball 720p. I think I ruffled some feathers with that live stream.
See, Peter Griffin will watch you because you're calling it the way you want to. I'm not doing it, apparently.
That's because I don't care. I think it's funny. But we'll come back to pinball a little later. I want to kind of pivot here because too much pinball talk. Some people get angry. They get angry when we talk.
Well, like, are we going to come back? Because there was a lot of pinball news from AtGames, like really cool stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they did release their December calendar, so we're getting a bunch more.
I am not going to look at that calendar and go day by day and read all that.
I'm not going to go day by day.
But go hour by hour.
Mike, give me the highlight. What is the highlight of December?
The highlight was
what is your contractual obligation?
I have no contractual obligation.
Yeah. Like anyone who sits there for 3 hours talking about this crap, you're out of your damn mind.
No, I just did it for 1 hour. I did a stream. I thought that was a reasonable amount of time. No need to be so judgy, P-Dubs.
What are the highlights, Mike? What's happening with AtGames the rest of the month? It's already December 6th. Time is ticking.
No. But we didn't know anything was coming out this month. But we're getting stuff like every single Wednesday. So we get Fishtails next week. Week after that, we're getting 2 Zen originals. We're getting Sorcerer. What is it? Sorcerer's. What's that Sorcerer's one? I can't remember now.
Sorcerer's Apprentice?
No. It's
Sorcerer's Lair.
Sorcerer's Lair, and also the Wild West cowboy game, 2 Zen originals.
And Fishtails?
Fishtails is the Wednesday before. The next week, we're getting those 2 Zen originals.
Oh, so they're giving these games away for free like they do on every other platform?
No, that was mentioned. They're $5 each, Patrick.
Really?
Yeah.
So why do we have to pay for them? They're free everywhere else.
Yes, but obviously there was some work put in to get them to work with the Legends Pinball 4K. I don't know why they're charging for them, but I don't really have a problem with it. Like if it was $15, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? But where it's $5, I'm like, it's $5. I can't buy a McDouble for that. McDouble combo.
I guess $5 isn't the end of the world.
So, and then after that, they gave us an updated announcement for Natural History Pinball Pack 3. That's coming out the Thursday after we get the 2 Zen Originals. And then on the 31st, we're also getting Sea of Thieves. So we also, talked about the gameplay from that last week. I like it. I like the open play field. I like the fact Magic Pixel's doing something different with Sea of Thieves. Instead of the normal Magic Pixel where your ball always stops like a third up the table because there's so many barriers and 16 flippers and so many levels that you can't tell the difference of. This is a straightforward pinball layout that I really like, and hopefully the rule set supports it, and it's fun.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. What else? What else, Mike? What are the other highlights?
That's the most important stuff. Oh, and December 24th, they're going to give us a preview of the Zen Studios games coming next year in 2025. So we're going to find out what's going to come in the first quarter of the year. So hopefully more Williams stuff is coming. And maybe it's something big and cool like Indiana Jones, Marvel, Star Wars. We'll find out Christmas Eve. I question the timing on that, because if you've got like a big announcement for what's coming out next year, why wouldn't you do it earlier when there's still time for people to make a purchase on the machine? You want to, invigorate people to make sales before the Christmas season because of what's coming out for it next year. Why do it like the day before Christmas? People have already spent all their money then. I guess the idea is people are going to get Christmas money and maybe spend it. I don't know.
Maybe there'll be a Boxing Week sale or something.
Yeah.
On the Zen Studios live stream, on the Pinball Bites show that Zen Studios does, they did confirm that there will be, as of right now, 52 games, Zen games coming out next year on the AtGames platform. But they did, even on that show, they didn't tell us which games. Right? You look at the games they have and the games that that are in the Zen library, right? How many have we gotten so far on the
geez, I don't know.
Like 40 so far. Is it that many?
I'd have to go back and look, but they were consistently doing one a week this whole year.
Yeah, so in next year you're looking at 52 games. Keep in mind Zen has made what, over 100 games at least in their library?
Yeah.
So I mean, basically the entire library is coming. So if people are like, is Star Wars, Marvel, all those coming? You would assume the answer would be yes, because I mean that's a lot of games compared to what they have available. Unless some of these 52 are brand new games that haven't even come out on Pinball FX yet.
So go back a little bit there, and I'm not saying this with any certainty. Jason Little Alien, our moderator, mentioned something during my stream I did there the other night, and I thought he made a really good point. There's extra licensing involved with bringing Star Wars and Marvel to the platform. It's not like they can just port any Zen game. I mean, AtGames also has to have and pay royalties for that license as well. AtGames just recently stopped working a partnership with Disney for their new ALU. They, Nostalgia can't play Aladdin anymore on the ALU, which is why he won't buy it. So, obviously that might be a barrier for those games to come to the platform. I guess we'll find out on the 24th if that's going to be in the first quarter or what's going to happen. Again, no confirmation. I've heard nothing from the company. This is just, food for thought.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's my next game Genie secret. You're welcome.
Really interested to see how they do Bonsai Run. That one thing you can compliment them on is a lot of the newer games that got released on Pinball FX ended up getting ported over and put on the AtGames platform fairly quickly, you could say, right? Like the Xena Warrior Princess, the Universal Pack, stuff like that. Those were like brand new games for Zen. They'd only been out for like a month or two before they're on the AtGames platform. So we're probably not going to see same day, like, hey, it's released on Steam, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Epic, as well as AtGames on the same day, when games come out. But if they can keep up with, within a month or two, getting those same games put on the AtGames ecosystem, I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to complain about that. What do you guys think? Or would you guys prefer they did it same day? Like, I don't mind waiting a month or two.
Nostalgia Carol, what are your guys' opinions? Sometimes I feel like me and Patrick maybe bully you guys a little bit with the chat. You guys don't have the 4KP, so maybe that's why we're talking a little bit too much. But either you guys interested in seeing these new games, hearing about this stuff, any of that give you any interest for it?
Go ahead, Steven. You're new to the show.
Thanks, Carl. I appreciate it. Well, being the newest member to the Super Game Room dudes, I feel like we should only talk about things that all of us can enjoy and that we all own collectively. So there's really,
so we're just going to talk about our wieners.
Yeah, pretty much it.
That's it.
That's what
that's all we have. That's all we have in common. Wieners.
That's it. So, and I'm not even convinced of that. So, all I'm saying is that no, I don't care. You guys can talk about it. I just don't have a whole lot to contribute to that conversation because I don't have the machine. I haven't played any of the games on it. I don't actually know what the experience is. So it's just kind of just letting you guys bounce your thoughts around. That's fine with me. Carl, what do you think?
And I'm the same way. I don't have it. I would like to have it just for the shape of it. I'd love the look of the AtGames 2.0 pinball. But mine is just my armrest right here. So, you know, I'm still getting the enjoyment out of my toy shock. So, you know, I never turn this thing on. You know, it's just for my elbow here.
Yeah. Well, whenever you want to play the update game, that's your favorite game to play on the AtGames stuff.
Yeah.
Turn it on, update it.
Yeah, and I do that every 2 months or so just to stay current, you know. But yeah, VPX is where I like to play. I you know, when I play those games on there, the floatiness of the pinball stuff, I just can never stay into it. So, and I hadn't plugged in my SD card into it, so even the games I purchased, I don't even get those. I just get the built-in stock game on my cabinet. But I do turn it on periodically, like I said, to make sure it's updated, and just to make sure it still works. I still have Bobby Boo's thing up there, the backboard. It still doesn't work because I hadn't got off my lazy button and got that working either.
You got to get that fixed, man. It's been months and months and months.
Whenever my shot, yeah, it's been years. I know. You know, I still have Glenn's Build-A-Cade. You know, I just looked at the date of that. I bought that in 2023, February, you know, but this holiday, I'm going to get that thing assembled. I got Joe Sable's template for the Donkey Kong coming, you know. So, you know, look, I'm behind the wire sometimes.
You got some time there. You order from Zabo. You get about 8-9 months until you actually got to build that.
Right. So, but at least I'm making some steps, taking baby steps towards actually finish some of these projects, you know. Who has time to play all these things and do all this stuff besides you guys?
Yeah. So Nostalgia is in the middle of writing his biography, apparently. So I'll just answer the question people have been asking. He currently has one arcade product, one arcade. You do have like other, that's the AtGames Legends Ultimate, but you do have other smaller stuff. Like you've got the Evercade Alpha. Do you have anything else?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got all the New Wave Toys stuff. I've got Numbskull products. All the Evercade stuff, like you mentioned. I got a lot of modded stuff, like a lot of like mini consoles that have arcade stuff on it. But in terms of like home arcade products, what I have is what you see behind me in like anything bigger than a countertop size.
I almost have more of those retro gaming hard drives now than I do arcades. I got another one coming. Someone reached out to me the other day, Jay Mockin, so they're sending me another hard drive.
So taking a peek here, Zen Studios announced the final game in the latest Williams Pinball pack that's about to be released, and we're getting Black Knight 2000, and it seems like a lot of people got super excited for this game. Detroit Love, did you ever play this in your local pinball? Does this bring any memories?
I play this on VPX all the time. Williams is one of the, Stern and Williams are my two favorite makers of pinball tables. So whenever I can play a Williams table or a Stern table, that is my go-to. So yeah, Black Knight, I play tons of this. I like this table. Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to this game pack coming out from Zen Studios. So this will be really, really cool to see. Nostalgia, what do you think about this classic? I mean, Black Knight's been done a number of times, so this is one of the older versions that got released.
And this is a direct recreation of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So they in the original machine, they had like a little dude that was standing there throwing lightning bolts across the whole place.
No,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Those are the Zen special effects, which you can turn off. Which, by the way, that's actually a great question for the live chat, guys. When you're playing these games on Steam or even on the AtGames platform, you can turn off the special effects, the animations, and just play the game like it was a real machine without all the visual effects. Do you guys do that? Do you play it like how it was originally, or do you guys like having all the extra animations they add to kind of modernize or make the games more hip or whatever they do or interesting? I usually turn it off when I'm playing the older games. What about you guys?
Yeah, I definitely like Attack from Mars, right? They have the rockets that go off. I don't mind those subtle things, and even the fishtails, with the guy throwing the line. I don't mind those. I don't like the ball trails and things like that, and the scores popping up, telling you how much the bumper points are and things like that. So I turn all those things off, but I'll leave on those small animations like Nostalgia just pointed out. Those aren't bad, but when you're making it too cartoonish and that gets a little too much for me. But I prefer them to be as real as the real tables, and those are the ones I really prefer. The ones that are based on actual tables. I prefer those over the other ones. Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters, but even Zen's Spider-Man, I don't really care for that one too much.
Oh, Carl, that's so good.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I just prefer the Stern Spider-Mans over.
Oh yeah, I know.
The other alternatives.
Nostalgia, I know you don't play pinball, but if you did play pinball, would you turn off the features?
I did play pinball actually, and I still sometimes do, but. In this case, I would
he's
definitely
be obligated to say that.
That's
like
right.
People forget, like he was the Leprechaun King back in the day.
I still might be in like the top 5. I don't know, maybe. I had a super high score. I love that game too. I personally turn off the ball trails. I don't like them. I find them very distracting. I also really don't like when the score. Like every time you hit something and the score comes up all over the screen, it's so annoying. So I turn that all off completely. The animations, like those custom animations that are like added into the game, that's okay. But generally speaking, I want to play pinball and like focus on the ball, and I don't really care about all the flashiness that comes along with it.
So when I play, I turn off the ball trails, I turn off the extras, but one thing I do leave up the scores a lot of time. And the reason is
you need to just boost your ego a little bit. I get you, Mike. I hear you.
It helps you to know what actions to take.
That's right, Carl.
Because sometimes you just have no idea what things you should be doing. If you
I don't want to be trying to look up at the DMD to see what shots I made that were good. Like if I hit something, it gives me 2 million points. I'm like, I want to shoot at that again. So I use it as a cheat, right?
Yeah, it's helpful to learn the table, but once you know it and know what things to hit, then it's good to turn them off. So it has some value on it, just not all the time.
You guys just got to learn how to get good. That's all.
When you look at this pinball pack, though. Your Williams Pinball Volume 8 pinball pack on Zen has Earth Shaker, Bonsai Run, Black Knight 2000. Tell me that's not a great lineup there. I'm excited.
It didn't I'm still bitter that it doesn't have Elvira and the Party Monsters. I knew it wouldn't when October passed and we didn't get that. But, 3 of these games are really cool, really iconic. And I might have already played them. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah, I have them too, Mike.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say P-Dubs probably has them too,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, they did send, like Zen usually does, they send the games out for product reviews and stuff. I think people are going to be excited about this one. So,
wow, where was your disclosure, boys?
Let's see what you do when Microsoft comes up, you piece of shit.
I think it's an exciting lineup, and I think
you guys are going to dig them. Yeah.
Okay. Also, what else we got? Anything else pinball related? Because we got to get off this pinball. There's some other stuff we got to talk about.
No, I think that's it. Williams. Oh yeah, there was quick stuff with the Zen Studios pinball bites there the other day. Nintendo Switch owners, if you're playing Pinball FX on Nintendo Switch, you previously owned Pinball FX 3. All the games on Pinball FX 3 are apparently going to be now free on Pinball FX. So say, for example, you owned Attack from Mars or Williams Pack, whatever, on your Pinball FX 3. It'll now be free on Switch for you to download the exact same game. Zen said they wanted to do this all along, but like they've got to work with different companies to figure out the prices. So right now, Switch owners are eating good, because if you've been holding off on Pinball FX because you had Pinball FX 3 and you already bought all the games for it, now you can convert to Pinball FX and just update your library for free. So,
yeah. So I wanted to touch on this because I thought this was pretty interesting, guys. Is that what?
Yeah. Big ED brings up another good point. They also mentioned they're working on their new VR system for the new Pinball FX. There's not really much to say on it. I would advise you to check out their video, but it looks really good.
Yeah. I need to see more of it in action. Ooh, what was that?
I think Nostalgia, that's the noise it makes when he backs up.
Well played, Mike.
I wanted to touch on this because, one thing that people always say all the time is, well, you can play these games for free, right?
Yeah.
But we are in this hobby, I think all of us, because although we have access to play these games for free, and a lot of us, myself included, especially, love being little ROM pirates and playing games for free, a lot of these companies come out with licensed games. And what they're doing is they're trying to sell you nostalgia. They're trying to sell you form factors. So it comes down to personal taste, personal preference as to what form factor you want to play these games on if they were officially licensed. And despite the fact that I could turn around and play every SNK Neo Geo game for free in my house on many devices, I have to say I'm pretty excited that Evercade secured this license. I think this is a win for Evercade. And Nostalgia, considering you are the vice president over there, how did you guys secure this license? And is this good news? What are we looking at here, Nostalgia?
It was actually pretty easy. I just called my homeboys over at SNK and just told them, "Hey guys, you gotta hop on a winning team this time." And no, I actually I'm fairly excited. There's not a lot of information here. There's not, like, we don't know if we're getting a cartridge. We don't know if we're getting an actual product that has the games baked into it, like the Capcom stuff.
We do know that.
Do we? Who knows that?
Yeah, they did kind of like a interview on Time Extension, a website, and they kind
I
of
told my employees not to tell anybody anything.
They kind of alluded to the fact there's going to be software and hardware.
Okay, well, see, stuff I don't know. Anyways, if it's going to be both software and hardware, then
but if you work there, why don't you know this?
Well, I just am a bad employee, I guess. I don't know. I don't work there. That could be the answer. Go ahead, Mike. What's up?
When you're ready, I can release another Game Genie secret that's pertinent to this.
After 3 more super chats.
Okay.
No. Carl, you big fan of those Neo Geo SNK games? Like Metal Slug and all the fighting games and all that?
Yeah, I've played them, but they weren't games that I played growing up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not until I built my first multi-cade did I really get exposed to Mega Man and what's the fighting game? It's got the whole series of them.
King of Fighters.
King of Fighters, right? Mm-hmm. King of Fighters. So I'm familiar with them. They're just not something I gravitate to. But I have this Evercade handheld, the EXP-R, the nostalgia version. And so I have Duke Nukem and the Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider series. So I definitely will be looking for some library, some carts to add to my library. I have this guy, which I play more than anything, for golf and things like that. But I like the Evercade, and so I'm definitely going to be looking through their library. I know their library, I did my review on their handheld, and my opinion was the biggest flaw to that system is some of the games you might like are legacy, and so you just won't be able to have access to those things unless you're willing to pay a premium to get them from the collectors that have those cartridges. So if I see something that I like and is available, you got to grab it because it just may not be able to be available at that price again. So I like the idea of that, and so I will be looking to see what I can add to it.
I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm a lot like Shang Tsung. Whenever someone complains about an ad, like my powers grow.
Mike, I'm going in there and turning them off right now.
Yeah, please.
You can't.
Go to.
Oh, I can.
You could turn them off in YouTube.
I'm stopping the stream.
Please turn them off. So I thought in the time extension news article, they mentioned that they were going to put these games on cartridges and other ways, as well.
No,
as
they allude to it. They say Neo Geo. They say that in the past they've made cartridges and also hardware with games built in. Yeah. So they kind of allude to it. We don't know exactly what they plan to do, but I would assume that you're going to get like maybe some hyper mega tech that has games built onto it. There really needs to be some cartridge stuff to go with the Evercade Alpha. Like it's Neo Geo. So like I talked about it, if they do make like another Alpha type product, like how freaking cool would it be to make like a big red Evercade Alpha that has 2 cartridge slots, so you can say I got my 2 slot Neo Geo.
That's actually kind of funny, Mike. That's actually kind of funny. Personally, now I'm expecting them to go all out. I'm hoping that they do cartridges, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple hyper mega techs with like King of Fighters artwork on them or something. And also, I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? You might see an EXPR or the Evercade VS with like a Neo Geo theme to it, right?
I see some Metal Slug.
Yeah. So here's
like
one
what
thing.
Jamie wrote right here. Finally, Jamie put something in the chat worthwhile.
That's
Jamie,
useful.
Good job.
So one thing I don't know if they'll do or not, but I mean, I've made a video on this yesterday, and a lot of people commented like, if they do it, they've got to come out with like, if they come out with a Evercade Versus version, it would be amazing if they tried to make it like the AES. So instead of the Alpha now with the Nintendo, the VS now with the Nintendo slot loader, make it a top loader and do it like the AES, except you can put 2 cartridges into the 1 cartridge slot up top. And also, instead of coming out with your regular, Evercade Versus controller, have some kind of recreation of the AES arcade stick that it came with. I think those would be good ideas. Really quickly, I got a Game Genie secret on this. You're wondering how Evercade pulled this off. I can tell you.
How?
Because Evercade had been working with a gentleman by the name of John D, who's also working with a company called Unico, who work with Neo Geo. And obviously, strange bedfellows, shared partnerships, passing things around. So I would stake a lot of my life on the fact that John D has his hands all in this partnership as part of what he's doing through his consulting through Media 1UP.
Doesn't surprise me. SNK, Neo Geo seem to be wanting to make a lot of money off of these old retro gaming licenses. Not only is it on Evercade now, or coming soon to Evercade, but also with Unico. They got a big partnership with Unico USA. But also the Neocade. Have you guys seen these Neocade handhelds? Nostalgia, you're in the handheld market. You should know about this, right?
The Unico products?
No, Neocade. It's not Unico.
I don't know. Maybe I've seen.
They have a bunch of the SNK products. So, for instance, like Mad Little Pixel just did a review on one of them. Did you guys see it? These Neocade handhelds.
These are compatible with actual cartridges, like Game Boy cartridges.
Let's take a look here. Let's pull up his thing. More Game Genie secrets, please. Man, people love it when Michael B.
Neocade retro handheld game console with 40 authorized built-in Pico games.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you're talking about?
Yeah, I thought that they also had an SNK one. Or maybe I was mistaken.
Maybe they do.
Was it just Pico? No.
It says that it's compatible with classic Pico / Game Boy Advance game cartridges.
This definitely looks like the kind of crap Nostalgia would review.
Where right here, man, little pixel has scarily thin hands. Oh, Nostalgia's got really good hands. Nostalgia, it would be great if one episode of Super Game Room Dudes, instead of the face cam, you do what your viewers expect, and you just have the camera pointed down. Yep. Just have the camera pointed down at your hands, and just move your hands around while you talk. I personally would love
do that whenever you want. That's easy.
That might be my favorite episode. I'm already
set up for that.
So guys, what do you guys think about the hype lately with the Indiana Jones game? Now, this Indiana Jones, oh geez, did I do something? The Indiana Jones game is due to come out when, Mike?
It's early access came out this morning or late last night. Like a couple people in our community you might know, like Garage Gamer and a Tool, have already been playing it. I saw a couple people in the chat said they got the what is it, the deluxe or exclusive edition. They're already playing it, but for the rest of us schlums, it comes out on Monday, I think. So yeah, like if you didn't get it, and it's free on Game Pass for those of you like me who have Game Pass, we're going to be able to get our hands on this on Monday. What I've heard,
I'm waiting until Monday.
What I've heard from reviewers, larger people than us, which, if you go by some of the people in the community, what we have to do is now attack them and call them paid shills, because obviously their opinions mean nothing. But most of the reviewers I watched, and people like I trust, I watched lots of reviews, they have just gloated about how beautiful this game is. Like, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, this is apparently an absolute love letter to the franchise, especially Raiders of the Lost Ark. And man, what channel was that?
Everybody has their.
It's almost like YouTube wants to get paid, and people on YouTube want to get paid. Why doesn't anybody do anything for fun anymore, right?
Yeah. So I do like that they literally recreated the what do you call it? The first movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, the opening for Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is kind of like
shot
the
for
tutorial
shot.
part.
You guys get to play that scene, and I thought that's pretty cool. So we're gonna kind of skip around here so we don't get a copyright claim, but literally the entire part where you're walking through the woods. Oh my God!
I mean, I can put the video up because I have premium.
Why on earth do you not have ad stop?
All right. So, but literally, it's shot for shot, just like the movie, pulling out the torches, throwing away the pack, getting in there, meeting the guy. But the best part, of course, is when you get here. Let's go right here.
So this is made by Machine Games, who made the Wolfenstein games. So obviously we know they do excellent work in the first-person shooter area, but this is not really a first-person shooter. It's a first-person brawler. They also made it's this Chronicles of Riddick game that I always heard really good things about, something of Butcher Bay. And this actually plays a lot more like that, because this is actually a punch 'em up. Like it's a stealth game where you focus on basically punching, and you get that amazing Indiana Jones sound effect from the punch. So a lot of elements been taken from that. It's not Uncharted for the people worrying that it'd be an Uncharted clone. The thing I'm really taking away from it, and I really want to make sure people understand, is people are not saying this is a perfect game by any means, but what they're saying is this may be like the best Indiana Jones story ever told. He's back dealing with the Nazis. The voice actor and motion cap actor that's doing this is Troy Baker, and if I'm not mistaken, he's the guy from Joel from what is it? I just played it. Last of Us. So apparently he does the voice and everything. It's incredible. And the guy that actually from Bethesda that actually did this, I watched a video earlier from Victor Lucas. He's got a YouTube channel called EPN. And he showed an old clip of an interview he did with him from like 15 years ago when they were doing a different game. He's a lifelong Indiana Jones fan. He actually, back in that interview, had the idol from the beginning of Raiders on his desk during that interview. So that's the guy who built it. Huge Indiana Jones fan. Guys, we're in good hands. And the thing I'm probably most excited about that this is really good news for, man, this is a good win for Xbox too. When was the last time they had a must-own game? What was it, Forza Horizon 5? It's been a couple of years, man.
this is the video that sold me, and of course, because it's on Game Pass, I'm gonna play it. You know what I mean? I pay for Game Pass. I'm gonna play this game as part of my Game Pass subscription. But this scene right here, just doing the opening where you get to play this. I wanted to get to the where he actually swipes the idol. So, oh my god, I literally hate all of you on YouTube with your ads. Mike, turn off ads on every channel from now on.
Turning them off.
Oh my god, you guys got to see this. Everyone wants to get paid apparently on YouTube. Oh god,
it's almost like people just don't do this for fun, and that's
but
just sad.
I really want people to see this, right? Like, you're doing the intro, but you get to do the ball roll. This is the best part. Like, watch this right here. This is what sold me, right? They're showing the comparison between the real game, or I'm sorry, the game and the real movie, right? You're running over, you got to jump across. Throw me the idol, you throw me the whip. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that watches. I love it. You got to jump across. Oh, you got to get there. Buy the Ridge wallet, please. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the advice, Biggie D. I greatly appreciate the support. Oh, man. I just love it. I love you get to play, and it's in a first-person point of view. You get to be Indiana Jones, right? So I'm pretty excited about this.
Now, I haven't confirmed this, but there's a rumor out there that if you put in a code, instead of doing the beginning of Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, you actually can do the beginning of UHF, where it's Weird Al Yankovic running away from the ball.
Come on, Mike.
No, it's true. It's true. Look it up.
True.
It's in Digital Foundry's video. Go watch it right now.
That can't be true.
Nostalgia, back me up on this.
100% true.
You got to be joking.
No.
What do you think? P-Dubs, I own Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Whatever. I don't believe you.
All kidding aside, though, where you do have that partnership with Xbox Canada, have you got any information about this, Nostalgia, or anybody been talking to you about Indiana Jones? I mean, this is their big IP. This is what's going to put Xbox back on the map.
I got nothing from them.
Wow.
That joke landed like a wet fart. But I agree. Like, think about it, like the Tomb Raider games and Far Cry and games. So many games are inspired by the great Indiana Jones, being the adventurer. And Indiana Jones, I mean, keep in mind, Indiana Jones was inspired by like Alan Quatermain and King Solomon's Mines and Lost City of Gold and stuff. But still, Indiana Jones really is what would you say? Like, everyone around the world knows about Indiana Jones, right? Like, it's
oh yeah.
And the fact that, you know, games like Tomb Raider were made, but you really wanted to play, and you really think about it when you're playing Tomb Raider, weren't you like, wow, this is just like Indiana Jones, but with a girl with big boobs, right? Like,
I never noticed her boobs.
It's like Indiana Jones, except I want to bang them.
so yeah, I'm saying that's what, again, they're selling nostalgia. It's Indiana Jones. How many of you don't want to play this game? I'm going to play it. I'm excited about it. And I have no relationship with Microsoft, Mike.
Carl, do you guys have an Xbox? I know you got a PS5.
I have Xbox, the S. Xbox S. Yes.
Yeah, my wife has one. That's a good accessory for a lady.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you guys really out there eating the McRibs right now? I heard the McRib is back. I can't do it, man. The last time I ate a McRib was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and I threw up after I ate it.
The McRib gave Patrick diabetes.
That's not a joke or a story. I literally vomited after I ate it. Something about it really upset me.
I still have the original McRib in my closet in a shoebox. It hasn't aged. It hasn't rotten. You know,
I believe that about their fries. I don't know about
McRib as well. Yeah. I mean, want me to go get it? I can show
you go get it, yeah.
James got sick off his McRib. The fist of love. I love the McRib. Gives me the McPoops. McDiarrhea. They nasty. I agree with you guys. I don't know what the big fuss is about the McRib. I think the McRib is gross, personally. But it's got a cult following. People literally wait all year for the McRib to make its return.
Yeah, they never bring it back here in our region.
I've never had a McRib.
You've never had a McRib?
Let's buy one. Let's buy one and give it
They
to
were
Nostalgia
at
when we go
McDonald's
to Toronto.
Canada. They were at McDonald's Canada earlier this year when I still had a TikTok channel, and I did a TikTok on them.
Yeah, but there was only like, I remember that because my little brother was like wanting to get one too.
Yeah,
and there was only like 7 stores in our area, and it wasn't even our area. It was like the north end of Toronto, so it was like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive for us to go get a McRib. It wasn't going to happen. So.
How in God's name? Where do you live? The most rural place in the world. Like I live in an island off the coast of Canada. I have 5 McDonald's within 6 minutes of me.
I'm telling you, man, Google it.
Do you live in the woods off the grid? Like I could 100% see that.
I don't know what to tell you, man. They just didn't have them at every single McDonald's. They didn't have them at almost any McDonald's. It was like impossible to find.
Ask them if they have the McDLT. That's been out of stock for 2 years. Oh, it's a regional thing.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. They just didn't have them anywhere near us.
Yeah, they should bring that one back. I need to put one in my shoebox.
3 hours for a McRib. Was it worth it?
I don't know.
What was I going to tell you guys? We do have something that we're working on, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback in the chat, all you amazing audience members and viewers of the Super Game Room Dudes. We always go on these group trips, right? Like we like doing that like once or twice a year, stuff like that. And I know there's a bunch of guys going to CES in January, and even
contractually obligated to go.
And even though I can like hop in my car and drive a few hours to Vegas or even take a quick 40-minute plane ride, I don't think I'm going to go to CES this year myself. I got stuff going on. I don't think
so
I'm
close to
go.
New Year's too, right?
Right. But I was hoping that maybe later on in the year, maybe in the spring or something, or summer, definitely not during winter, that we all fly and meet in Toronto, or at least I would fly to Detroit and I'll drive in the car with Carl up to Toronto, and we all meet in Toronto, the 4 of us, and do Super Game Room Dudes live from Nostalgia's casting couch. If you guys are interested in that, give me a 1.
No. We shouldn't do it from Nostalgia's house. If we do it, I think we should go downtown Toronto. And there's a new pinball bar that just opened up, Antisocial. It's run by the guy that ran that, that card store we went to last time with all the luxed out pinball machines. Yeah. That's this guy's new shop, downtown Toronto. Yeah. Plus, we can go to that really cool claw machine arcade that me and Nostalgia went to.
Oh, yeah, let's go there.
And we can go, what's the name of that strip club I wanted to go to right across my hotel, the really sleazy one?
I don't know what it was called.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, that's right.
Zanzibar.
Yeah, circumventing the tariffs. Yeah, that's for sure. Carl, what do we got here?
$5 super chat from Jason Little Alien. Why did the Big Mac break up with the quarter pounder? It found a hotter bun.
There you go. But yeah, would you guys like to see that? I think it'd be really cool for us to all hang out together, the Super Game Room Dudes. And
yeah, we don't have the same contractual obligations as the rest of our group.
Maybe do a stream or a show from Toronto. Steven, are we allowed to stay at your house, or
no? You don't want to stay at his house; it's too far away.
Or do we have to worry about
there's not a McDonald's for like 3 hours. Do you really want to go to his house?
If the plan is to do a bunch of stuff in Toronto, we should stay in Toronto.
Oh, we're not gonna. Okay, so we can't go to Steven's house.
It's just a long drive from where you want to be.
It's okay. It's okay. So we will hang out in Toronto, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
that should be fun.
Yeah, we should go to Toronto. That'd be fun.
And and how about a big shout out to Carl, Patrick, and Mike for being willing to do this with Steven not able to leave the country for the next 3 to 5 years. This is the only way we're going to make this visit happen.
I'm on house arrest for the next 3 months, so we got to wait until at least that's over.
Spent too much time at Zanzibar.
Why will Toronto get us in trouble? Is there something
Zanzibar?
Toronto,
that's why.
Is Toronto the Vegas of Canada? Why would Toronto get us in trouble?
Honestly,
Toronto's incredible.
Toronto is a shit show, man. It's a shit show. Last time I was there, I went to the Eaton Center to try to buy my kids something like a teddy bear or something for the trip. There was a woman walking in there with no pants on, just straight on underwear and a jacket in the middle of winter in the mall.
Carl,
that's not even the craziest place to go.
You visited Toronto, Carl, from in Detroit.
Yeah.
How far of a drive is it from Toronto?
Like
to
5
Detroit?
hours.
5 hours. Okay.
Five and a half hours. Yeah.
That was Calgary, or as we call it, Canada's Texas.
Hmm.
So what I'm thinking about doing is, so Carl doesn't have to do a 5-hour car ride alone, is I'm going to fly to Detroit, and Detroit Love and I will hop in the car and road trip it for 5 hours.
Yeah, and we'll get
And-
nostalgia on the way.
I'm
Yeah.
going to fly to Arizona. Me and you are going to drive down to Canada together.
Or we
Drive
can
up
drive to
to
London.
Canada?
Yeah,
and get
drive
on
If
up
we
to
drive
Canada.
down, Mike, we're Mexicans. What are you talking about?
So I always make that mistake. I always say we're going to go down to Canada. And I was dating this girl before I met my wife. And one time we were drinking and I said it again. And she was like, "You idiot. Canada is north. You idiot."
Well, it depends on where you are, because here in Detroit,
That's true.
Canada is south of Detroit.
That's right. There are parts of the U.S. that are way
Windsor
farther
is
north
south
than parts of
of
Canada.
Detroit. So, or we can drive to London and then take the train to Canada.
Ooh,
You
there's
know,
a train?
yeah.
Man, I would 100% be down on that. Because I don't have to fly to
Wait,
Toronto.
does
I
the
can fly
train
somewhere
have like
else.
what you call those drinking cars, a bar
Yes.
car?
Yes.
Oh, we're going. We're doing the train. We have to do the train. That would be great. But yeah, we definitely, because think about it, guys, we've been doing this show for 3 years, or over 3 years, almost 4 years. And we still haven't gotten the 4 of us in the same room at the same time yet.
It's because
I've met all of you in person. I'm the only one that's met all of you in person.
Yeah, so and considering the travel restrictions on Nostalgia, this is the only way to make this happen.
Sorry.
And JR knows this. There's no trains in Newfoundland. I haven't been on a train. Honestly, this is a real story. They scrapped the rail yard when I was 5 years old, so I haven't been on a train since I was 4 years old. And I love
Don't you live
trains.
in an
I would love to
island?
go on.
Wouldn't the train just go around the island in a circle?
Just literally go around in circles.
They used to have trains. So what would happen is the ferry would drop off the loads, the train would pick it up and then drive it across the island. And they also had passenger trains, right? I remember when I was 4, so it was 1984, getting on the train downtown St. John's with my grandfather, and we went to Avondale, which is just outside where my dad was building his cabin at the time. We got picked up in Avondale and went to the cabin.
Now,
I love
when,
trains.
when you and Nostalgia got together in Toronto, did anyone recognize you guys the last time?
A few.
Yes,
A few
a lot of people.
Nostalgia's a big deal in Canada, guys.
Had
No,
nothing to do with me.
No one recognized Nostalgia.
No one recognized.
Oh, it was you?
It was
Yeah.
a couple people saw my hands and they were like, "Oh, you're that guy from the internet."
Yeah.
But no, nobody recognized me.
Will-
It was Mike.
When we went to Ottawa, we went to this really reclusive pinball bar, and O'Toole and Nostalgia got recognized right away.
Yeah, that's.
But I
not
think it was for
not
different
being on
reasons.
YouTube. Yeah, I was gonna say definitely not for being on YouTube.
It was more racism.
That was intense. That was intense.
Yeah.
Did you ever have sex while camping?
Yeah.
It's fucking intense.
I remember when you met up with Nostalgia, and then you sent us a picture of the two of you together. And this was Scoutmaster Kevin. What are we talking about here? And do you remember when you sent me that picture of Nostalgia? Like, I met him in person, I found him. And do you guys remember, what was it, a year or so ago, Nostalgia had lost a lot of weight. Now, obviously, he's put a lot of it back on.
Much.
I blew up like a balloon again.
But he had lost a lot of weight.
No longer PHAT.
He lost a lot of weight, and he was wearing his winter jacket because I guess it's Canada, and his jacket, it looked like, you ever see like a little kid wearing their dad's jacket? Do you remember? I messaged you guys. I was like, is Nostalgia wearing his dad's jacket? His jacket looked 5 times too big for him. Nostalgia's like, I lost so much weight. I need to buy a new jacket.
Yeah.
That was funny. So yeah. How's that jacket fit now, Nostalgia?
It's still a little big, but it's fine.
Good.
I'm still wearing it.
Yeah, so I think that'd be fun. Like, all our trips have been in the US. A Canadian trip would be okay. It'd be a lot cheaper for me.
Let's go to Canada.
Yeah.
It'd be cheaper for literally everybody because the US dollar goes so far in Canada now.
Well, it wouldn't. Yeah, that's true. Our dollar is worth absolute garbage.
How many of
And
you
it's
in
gonna
the
get
live
worse,
chat?
too.
How many of you in the live chat are from Canada? Or be honest, guys. Let us know in the live chat. Or do we have any Canadians watching?
We only had 3: Tool, Charlie Chuck, and Conti, and they all stopped watching.
We're invading Canada. It's going to happen.
I think there's a few more.
Yeah,
Carl, did you want me to share your screen?
Oh, no.
Okay. Don't share the screen.
Oh,
no.
If you don't want it shared, why did you put it up?
I mean, I don't know what those...
He keeps doing the mid ads. He knows I have
YouTube Premium. Yeah. Well, I have YouTube Premium on my personal YouTube account, but the Super Game Room Dudes account YouTube channel, we're not paying for YouTube Premium, so that's why.
You can just say switch account.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if Mystery Encoder is joking or not joking. I'm going to assume he's joking.
He is very rude.
He's got to be joking. We've got some of the most valuable things, even to the U.S.
So one of the that's one of the reasons we're going to end up going to war in the next couple of years. U.S. is coming for all that clean water Canada has.
The clean water, the aluminum, the minerals, the oil, the maple syrup.
All of the maple syrup.
the goddamn maple syrup. Those sweet, sweet birch trees.
Yeah. So really quickly, another thing I did want to talk about tonight, because there is a lot of stuff to talk about. One of it is this TikTok ban. I mean, that's going to be huge for content creators in the US, this whole ban where TikTok is basically gone now. And they've won an appeal to go to the House, but the House is controlled by Republicans who are the ones that struck down TikTok in the first place. So, I mean, this is done now. TikTok is basically done in the US.
Well, I don't know if that's official or not. I was still able to access my TikTok earlier today.
Check it out. Go check the news.
Yeah,
TikTok is done, son.
Well, it might. I thought they had to go to court. Do you guys even use TikTok?
No. Even if they go to court, the Republicans run the House. It's over. It's done.
It still requires a vote, dude. You don't know if every single Republican is on board with that. But I don't think it's going anywhere, man. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they'll find a way, and I think it had something to do with the sale of TikTok to a U.S. Entity as well. So if they sold a percentage also to the U.S., there is things going on. I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't anticipate TikTok's going anywhere.
This is so true. Wild Bill coming in hot.
Yeah, that's true.
If TikTok ends, there goes Arcade 1-Up's marketing plan for 2025.
Yeah, so this is a huge deal. I hope it does sell because there's lots of content creators that work exclusively on TikTok and a lot of YouTubers like our buddy Stephen Haywood. I mean, Stephen Haywood has a huge following on TikTok. That's how he advertises a lot of his stuff on YouTube. So, I mean, this would be really tough for a lot of content creators. Not me, because they banned my channel a couple months ago for false reports. So, yeah.
For eating burgers and having a kid, apparently. So.
Well, the good news is, guys, is when our broadcast ends in just a couple of minutes, we are going to automatically redirect you over once again to Galaga Guy 88 for another fun-filled, alcohol-fueled, drinking, late-night, Friday evening podcast. So you guys will automatically be redirected over there in just a couple of minutes.
I mean, what are you talking
about?
We're
not going to be done by then.
Yeah.
Galaga Guy. Sorry, buddy. Your show's done.
I took my 5-hour energy, so we got plenty of time tonight.
Yeah, all kidding aside, going on to another serious topic that's come up recently. There's been a lot of kind of hubbub going on in the console community that Steam may be exploring possibly coming to platforms. So right now, we all know you play Steam on your PC, Steam Deck, different ways like that. But there's rumblings right now. They've been talking with Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony about possibly putting Steam on like your Xbox. Like basically you can log into your Steam account on your Xbox and play your Steam games that way. What do you think of that?
Natively or through streaming?
Natively.
Do you need to have the games installed on your PC at all? You can just download them directly to your Xbox.
Apparently, yeah.
That would be cool.
I would say that I don't see any issue with
buy
that.
them again.
No, it's not that there's any issue, but what's interesting about it is why would the consoles agree to this? Because they all have their own stores.
Right.
They don't make money by selling consoles. They make money by selling the software. So why would they agree to let Steam be an app on their platform? And then instead of people going and buying the game so they can play it on their Xbox from Xbox, they would buy it from Steam.
Well, because new people who don't already have games will be exposed to it, and then they will get money from those sales from their platform.
I don't know if that's true. There's got to be some kind of back
It
end
would have to
agreement
be
like
true,
that.
otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can still carry over your old games that you bought for us that has it, but it would expose them to a much larger market that they would require them to get a cut if they download it from their platform. That's typically how those things go.
I think it's a good thing for playing games, like access to games, and like Carl said, expanding their footprint, getting more users. But it makes it kind of tough because one thing about Steam with PC gaming that I automatically think of is like with a PC, you can have like 3 HDMI or display outs, right? Like you're able to do a lot more when it comes to like arcade modding. When I'm just trying to bring it full circle back into the stuff that we usually do and talk about.
as well on your PC.
Can't do that on your Xbox. Can't do that on your PlayStation. One HDMI out's all you get, right? So it'd be cool, but it wouldn't be cool for modding unless you only wanted to like connect it to play like some basic arcade games. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Versus like, hey, I'm going to take my Xbox now and make a pinball machine out of it.
Remember when Nostalgia wanted to get an Xbox inside of what was it? Micro Center Cab? What was that idea?
Oh yeah. The Micro Center Game Room Solutions Cab.
Game Room Solutions Cab when an Xbox is better than the Killer Instinct Pro. I'll never forget that.
That was it's a great video. Earlier, someone asked what you did with your racer. You sold that a long time ago. The race car bed you built, right?
It was so goddamn big. It was so big. We had it set up in our living room, and at the time we had actually a fairly large living room.
Yeah.
And I had it up there, but it took so much space. It was like the size of like a three-seater sofa, and I just didn't have the space for it. So, very, very soon after I made the video, I just was like, okay, I can store it for a little bit, but then I ended up selling it, and I just sold it to local, like a kid and his dad that wanted to buy it so he could play some games. So
I love that racer. I love that racer that you built so much. I bought it off another guy in the US who had it on a website.
Wait, what happened?
Someone stole Steven's design and started selling his racer.
That I remember that. I'm trying to remember his name. Who was it? He took the design. Like I literally put it up, like the blueprints for it up in the video for anyone to use for their own personal use.
So it wasn't really stealing.
But no, it absolutely was stealing.
Why?
Because they took my design to use it for commercial use. They can't do that.
All right, here it is. Here it is, guys. Get ready, get hyped. Oh yeah, the Nostalgia Racer.
This was his first foray into his partnership with Xbox Canada too. So everything ties together.
It is.
Was that a half-eaten donut sitting on the dashboard?
It was just part of the artwork. That was a Buy Stuff store that helped me with the CNC cutting.
Who said we should put a half-eaten donut on there? Did I miss something?
No, they didn't tell me about it. They actually just they were doing the printing of the artwork, they just included it. So
why would they do that though?
Because it's hilarious. I don't know.
Oh man,
I love Forza Horizon.
This was great, but I was like, where are you gonna put it? And I remember we were teasing you saying it looked like a race car bed because it kind of does from the side, but it's very cool mod.
Do you sleep in a racing car bed? No, I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Now, see, the Buy Stuff guys helped him make this. So, Mike, if they ever push back on you asking them to make a custom Robotron for you, you say, but you made this.
Yeah, well, Nostalgia lives relatively close to him, and if they put a fucking donut on my Robotron, I'm going to be so pissed.
Look at. Remember how tall those guys are.
Yeah, just do it. Just make a door.
Yeah, this is all part of the design process. So we had some designs, and then they did kind of the cardboard thing and helped me figure out exactly where it should be, and it turned out really nice.
Yeah, it looks real nice. You should have sold that to me. I would have came and got it.
Yeah. It was
Xbox in there. What was
that was a Series X in there? Yeah, because this is the partnership with Xbox Canada.
And once again, he just puts an Xbox in it.
I didn't just put it. I had to put the Xbox in it because that's what the game was running. The game was running on the Xbox.
So this was.
I'm surprised you didn't do it with a PlayStation Classic.
So
yeah, I should have. Yeah.
So this is the one where they asked you to review Forza, and instead of just doing a review for the game, you decided to make a machine out of it. Correct?
Well, kind of. So they said they wanted to do something fun. And I said, well, I don't really want to just take the game and do a simple review. There's going to be 1,000 reviews. Nobody is really going to watch my channel for a review of like a modern generation game. Yeah. And I was talking with their marketing team, and I was like, well, what about if we design and build a racing cab that's themed off of the Forza game? And they liked it, and they said, okay, go for it. So
look at those lovely locks, man. Damn.
Yeah, that's when I had those long curly locks. I got rid of all those a long time ago.
I think you look better with the short hair. Yeah, you don't look like a dirty beatnik anymore.
Hey, Dubs. So every time the Lions goes up against the opponent, I always make these AI, pictures of it. And so for when we play you guys at home in Chicago, I have the Lion Goldilocks story, where we're coming to your house and disrespect you. Got the bear. I got the lions in your bed. I got the lions eating your porridge,
Carl,
and the lions,
nice.
Sitting in your big chair. So I'll send that to you when we go to play together.
So for those of you who complain we don't talk enough about Arcade 1-Up anymore, and we explained to you that's because there's no goddamn news, there is a little bit of news. Can we harass Nostalgia about never releasing his Arcade 1-Up Miss Pac-Man mod?
Mystery Encoder sent me a private message threatening me, saying that he had the market cornered, and if I ever release a mod, he was going to come after me and my family. I don't know why you wanted to air that. I don't know why you wanted to bring that out, Mystery Encoder, but now it's out there for everyone to know. So
you're the reason Nostalgia quit the show.
You're the reason I can't release any of the mods. Way to go, Mystery Encoder.
And speaking of mods and Mystery Encoder, any news on the Blitzmas? Have you guys heard anything about
Blitzmas? Might happen this Christmas. It was supposed to happen last Christmas, and then the guys decided to, not mod anything for a year.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that might happen. Does anyone still have their Arcade 1-Up NFL Blitz, and are you ready to mod it?
Blitzmas.
Yeah.
What is this NFL Blitz fix? What are you guys talking about here?
They put the late hits back in. On the
like a ROM swap? Is that what it was?
No. It's called Blitz Miss, which is the name of their mod, where it'll be a soft mod, so you can play a whole bunch of games on it, sideload games, doing the soft mod like you do on their Simpsons and all that,
and play Blitz with late hits added back.
And also their Dragon's Lair fix, Big Buck hack, and Fast and Furious hack soft mods all should be coming out this year as well. So, hey, man, you only got 3 weeks, Mystery Encoder. No pressure.
And to be honest, Mr. Encoder, if you hadn't threatened me, then maybe I could have helped you. But instead, you just wanted all the notoriety for yourself.
Yeah,
so take it.
Lots of cool hacks coming. He asked B Kong to film the video for Dragon's Lair, so I think Kong's R Us is going to show you guys how to do the Dragon's Lair mod. That's the one where Arcade 1-Up sends out you have to send in your PCB and pay $40 to have them flash it for you. Well, we're going to show you, or B Kong is going to show you how to just flash it yourself.
I thought that was such a dumb move on their part. I know they're concerned about people modding their cabs by sending out these code updates, like the way they used to do it. But it just makes so much more sense. It's so much more effective. I mean, guys, honestly, what are you really risking here? You're not going to go out of business because someone hacks a Dragon's Lair cab. Just send out the friggin' mod for free. Put it on your website.
Yeah, what did I say years ago when Mystery Encoder mods and other mods came out? Arcade 1-Up still has to sell a machine for something to be modded. They're getting their money. They're getting a machine sold because someone has to buy a machine
exactly
in order to make all their money. Hack or mod it.
So right, and a number of people that would even be considering modding is so small and insignificant that it's silly for them to take that.
Yeah, the license I agree with that too, Carl. But also too, the license holders could get mad as well. You know what I mean? Free flashes at the corner alley. There you go. But yeah, so that'll be fun. Hopefully, we'll see some cool stuff coming out. And Arcade One Up has now lost all these licenses anyway, guys. So who gives a shit, right?
Well,
we don't know for sure, but we know they're not working with a lot of companies. Sorry, Nostalgia, go ahead.
I was going to say that we know that they've got the most important licenses still under their belt, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to get a few more Pac-Mans and maybe a Street Fighter here and there.
Oh, that would be great if they did Street Fighter. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for a Pac-Man, like a good Pac-Man machine.
Yeah,
they haven't released that game since like ever. Actually.
One other thing, arcade related.
Done, Mike? Are we?
No.
One other. I don't like doing these long shows.
Oh, I just want to ruin Galaga Guy's drinking show. Like, I just want to go long enough that it ruin. No, really quickly. One thing we do want to mention. I know that the iArcade is basically dead now, but one person who's been trying to keep it going with different equipment and hardware is our buddy Glenn Planamento, co-host of Game Time on Glenn's show, Glenn's channel with Wild Bill. Anyways, Glenn is currently doing a final run. He's really, hitting the FOMO hard on you guys to get you to buy. So he's doing a final run on his KBM switchers. All jokes aside, if he needs people to order at least 200 of these in order to make the production run possible. So I had the link up earlier. I'll see if I can get it back up. So the pre-order's up now. If you do have an iArcade and you are curious, in order to make this work, Glenn needs 200 orders. So go check it out. Glenn makes good products. At least you can do something with your iArcade. And even if you don't think you'd even want to keep it, trust me, modding your iArcade makes it much more desirable in a sale. Ask Nostalgia.
And Michael B, I will caution you in getting that thing back up because baby number 3 changes everything in your life. So just be careful with that, all right?
No, Mystery Encoder, I have not installed one.
Thanks so much, Jason, for sharing a link in the live chat. You guys will see it if you catch this on replay for picking up your KVM switcher if you need it. Mike, I am ready to put a pin in it.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, good. Guys, if you enjoyed
we haven't talked about, hold on, we didn't talk about AtGames at all.
You guys always do this when I wrap up the show.
So shouldn't we talk about that?
I'm just going to say this. It says saying goodbye to everybody. Carl,
now it's time to say goodbye to
send them on their way,
my
Carl.
family.
Every single time I try to put a pin in it, you guys do it.
Oh, one quick thing. You remember earlier when I made the joke about all the hard drives I have? Immediately, Cornercade sent me a text message and said, "Hey, dude, send me one of those hard drives."
Oh my god! Do the work, Cornercade. Learn.
Get them yourself. Earn them, Cornercade.
Do me a favor, guys. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Stick around. We're going to redirect you to Galaga Guy. Make sure you guys have a great week. It's so good to have Nostalgia back. And we'll be back again next week. The last 2 weeks of the year, we'll talk, but I don't know if we're doing a show.
We're doing shows, even if you don't want to do them. You're not.
All right, guys. We're doing shows the last 2 weeks of the year. So we're going to be here all month. Carl, whenever you're ready, send them on their way. Thanks, guys.
And P-Dub, share my screen because I do want to show this here. All right.
Every single time.
So I think this is pretty cool. This is these guys make AI recreations of things that you're quite familiar with. And they're pretty hilarious.
So what are we looking at?
Where'd it go? Okay, so this is the Terminator. And so they make like a 1950s super Panavision of...
Can you maximize the...
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's just AI generated. And they have this for Scooby-Doo, for Resident Evil, for everything. But it's just really cool the way they take the AI and recreate these stories that and make it into like a 1950s type of cinematic view. And they always have some hot chicks in them, but they're really cool. They're really cool. So I think you guys would be interested. So it's Warden Cinematics, and so if you just search on the super 1950s super Panavision 70, you'll see all of these things that they do. But they're pretty cool to see. So guys, so we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for tuning in every Friday to the Super Game Room Dudes. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
I really think it was the girl running that sold you on this, Detroit Love. I really
this is not even the hottest one. They got Ginger from
Gilligan's Hold on, guys. Why are you trying to end the show so soon? I want to watch this. Like, whoa.
Yeah, you go down this rabbit hole. They do a great job with all, like Scooby-Doo, with Gilligan's Island, with Resident Evil, with just about anything you can think of. They
No, that was not good.
All right. Well, there you go. We'll see you next week.
All right.